Good morning, y'all. Today, December 4th? December 4th. I have been up since 3 a.m. because my nose is clogged like no other. There's no possible way to sleep. Minnie just got up at 5. I think I got the sickness from Sky. He was sick this past weekend, and so I was cuddling him, doing all sorts of things to keep him cozy and feeling okay, and then I got sick. I did get my flu shot, so it's not, hopefully, it won't be too crazy, but man, it sucks because I was trying to sleep, get some rest, and I'm super exhausted, and all of a sudden, 3 a.m., rain comes into my room and starts like wailing, crying, and then I stayed up since. My nose would not give out on each end, so I was just really stuffy for a good moment, and so probably gonna stay up with this girl. She didn't nap yesterday, so she was just like all over the place. I'll probably put her down later. She is precious though, so I'm not too angry, but I am so tired. Anyways, we are in our 20th week pregnancy yesterday. I know I haven't been vlogging much about my progress. I'm just so tired. And a lot of times I just get super lazy. Like my whole body, my mental is just so drained. I don't want to do anything. I don't have any like cravings or anything like that, so it's hard for me to find something to eat every single day and be happy with it because nothing satisfies me this pregnancy, like nothing. And so I'm trying to find a balance of happiness and stuff, but it's been pretty hard. I am bigger than usual, and it's because mostly the weight of the babies that were there and stretching, the twins, it kind of affects me now because whatever goes in my body, it just stretches, so just, bigger than usual. And then also on top of that, I've been eating stuff like that I don't even need to be eating, like the kids' food, the kids' leftovers, the carbs, which is like sourdough bread, fries that they left over. They want French fries, but they don't want to finish it, so that's the problem. Mommy doesn't want to waste it, so I eat it even though it's like not satisfying to me. Minnie, you get your butt down. Look at her trying to get the camera. Oh, you can try all you want, honey. Punk. So she's so cute. It's just me and her now. I'm trying to look for my hair clip. Ever since I cut my hair, it's like I thought it was gonna be easier, but it seems like it's like more work. And I think I remember that from last time. Because when I wake up, it curls in, and I don't like that. That curl in just makes me feel a little bit like old school and reminds me of my mom, which I really hate. I was going for a more blunt haircut, straight, more modern, and so now every day I have to like kind of straighten it so it doesn't curl in. And yeah, so there's that. More work when I thought it was gonna be less. Anyway, yeah, I gotta find my clip on my hair, gets my way. Minnie actually goes at my hair pretty crazy too. I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry. Did I do that? I know. It's like freaking hot. Like, that's probably why I'm so stuffy, because Brian, his temperature is like turns it off. Unnecessary and turns it on when it's the same thing. Unnecessary. So stuffy in this house. Okay, honey. Gong. So yeah, 20 weeks. I'm feeling a lot more kicks. Around like this 17 and a half, 18 weeks is when I start to feel a little bit of kicking. There's a little bit of like movement, and I probably thought it was gas. But, you know, naturally you're just like, maybe, you know, that's weird. So there's that, and then more prominent this week, or like this past week. So around 19, 20 weeks. 17, 18 was like very subtle, soft movements. Minnie, you're so cute. Yes, she is. She's my love. I adore her. She has not gotten through the whole, I'm sorry. Neediness. She's still needy with mama. Yeah, so I gotta be there for her whenever she's awake. I do knock out a lot. Like, this pregnancy has got me super exhausted, like first and second trimester. The last one with Minnie, it was just like maybe the first trimester I was super tired, and the second I was nocturnal. And so this one is like, I don't know if it's like age or whatever, but I'm like super like, ugh. But just today I just could not sleep because both nostrils are plugged. So keep my mouth open, but it's like breathe in, and then you just have like dry mouth. So it's like, dude. Still looking for my clip, but I think the worst part of being sick, the worst part of being sick is this congestion, and well, there's also the coughing, like the chronic coughs where you cough through the night but you can't do anything about it. Those are the two. But I feel like when my throat hurts or I swallow and hurts, it's not too crazy compared to the other two, because you just really can't do anything about it. You can't sleep because it's preventing you from recovering or getting any rest. Oh my god. Oh yeah. This pregnancy, I'm not as like crazy as my last two. Minnie wasn't so bad. In the beginning, it was like kind of like, okay, I'm crazy a little bit, but or like emotional or just whatever. But it's I'm okay. Kind of just ride it slowly. It could be a combination of me being older as well. So because I couldn't sleep last night, I was like, oh, watching my old vlogs, and I'm like, oh, gong, and I'm like, what was I saying? See, pregnancy break. Just the other day, went to Costco with Kimmy. I was so tired. I forgot Minnie for the first time in the car. We like closed the door to go to Costco, and then I head straight for the Costco shop. And then Kimmy's like, what about Minnie? And I was like, oh, snaps. And it was like literally split second. I need me too, baby. I really need me too. I know. So, just like stuff like that. Losing my mind. I just lost my train of thought, you know. Yeah, I was watching my vlogs and I'm like, damn, I was like super hyper, young, all over the place, in your face, like opinionated, outgoing, loud, and now I'm like, can barely I could barely like work up to just have an opinion about anything. I just don't care anymore. I'm just like, whatever. So it's part of life, part of growing up. These stages of life is just kind of fun to see, especially when you go back and watch your vlogs and see how stupid you are. Or like, you ever like look through your Instagram posts or your Facebook posts and you have these like quotes are so dumb. You're embarrassed what you wrote like 10 years ago. Anywho. Yeah, now I feel like I'm just mellowed out. And it's not like because life is draining out of me. It's just like, as you get older, you're just kind of like, chill out. Not a big deal. You get more wise. You choose your battles to see what's worth it or not. And yeah, this pregnancy, I'm like more chill. But I'm just preparing myself to, you know, be set up for certain things that makes me irritable, like like my parents, for example. I know I let them in my life, back in my life, because of a little accident that I made when I was drunk. I dropped off my sister, I said hello to them, and since then they just kind of walked over to my house acting like everything's normal, but I've tried to make everything normal and not like make a big deal about it, but I know like as I get further down the pregnancy and I get irritable, it's most likely has to do with the people around me and who I surround myself with. And I just find myself to be a little bit annoyed by my parents because the things that they've done in the past, and they still are the same people, hasn't changed. And I feel like a lot of times I just kind of like forgive them for what they do, or like put it under the rug and such. Like there's nothing for them to do for me to say, okay, I forgive you, you're back in my life. They just kind of like barged into my life because of that one time I got drunk. And when I'm drunk, if you guys know me like personally, like, or even here, you will see that I'm like the friendliest drunk ever. Loud, obnoxious, yes, but I'm also like super friendly, even with like people I don't like. I'm just like, oh hey, like there's like angry drunks, there's like um, abusive drunks. So I'm like the friendliest drunk ever. Like I'll invite everyone to my house. I'll invite everyone over, and like my friend Steve will be like, man, like when you get drunk, please don't invite people. Please don't do that. Please, like you'll have to mention to me, don't do that. So I'm like super friendly. Even the things that, you know, the mistakes that they've done, I just kind of like, you know, I'm having a good time, or you know. And so that's the kind of relationship I have with my parents now. And I know a lot of people have better relationships, so they don't really understand where I'm coming from. And a lot of people will say, oh, well, you know, they're old, they're traditional, and they're like, whatever. But it's not an excuse. To me, it's like everyone should know what's between what's right and wrong. And like there's always an excuse for like everyone's behavior, and I honestly think people can make these certain changes for the better if they wanted to. So you could say, oh, they're traditional, they're that, well, yada yada, but you know, they've made lots of changes in their life. They've come here to America, they've worked out how to live here, they've worked how to speak English, and they grew up in Vietnam, and they're coming here. It's a huge change, so it's not that much to ask to be a little bit more considerate when it comes to their family. If you guys watch my vlogs, I was watching it earlier, so that's why it's kind of bringing it back. It's like we used to have a family unit, and we tried a lot for that, and it's like it's because the kids try more than the parents. The kids are always trying to want to do something right, keep things together. The parents are just like, oh, serve me because I gave birth to you, so whatever I say, I'm right, even if I'm like made the biggest mistake. I never protect my kids from pedophiles in the church, pedophiles in their family, rapists. All those people, they've done nothing to protect us or keep the family together, and now my family's in shambles, and it's sad because it's like Christmas time, we don't really gather together like we used to anymore. Like back in the day, I used to try so hard to like please this family. I had my sisters living here, and every single year they want to do a Christmas theme for like the tree, buy ornaments. So every year there would be different color ornaments and such like that. And now it's like it just brings bad memories, and like I just don't do it anymore. And for my kids, especially, because it's like they made me not, you know, feel good about Christmas. So I don't buy ornaments anymore like I used to for my sisters, and like now I realize, okay, I need to make a change, because I can. People can change. They just don't want to, okay? How bad do you want it? So now I want to make a change for my kids. I'm buying so many ornaments. I spent so much money on like tiny ornaments that cost like 30 to 50 bucks. And I'm like, it's just money. Happiness will be there forever. Memories, all those moments will be important later. So I'm trying to buy things that my kids would like to bring in the Christmas spirit, because I feel like it was kind of broken for a while due to the family situation. And yeah, and because of that, I kind of set myself up to be prepared to not be annoyed by my parents during this pregnancy. So I kind of told them, don't come by, don't visit anymore. I mean, we really don't have anything else to say to them except, hi, whatever. We have no conversation. And my parents, I don't know if you guys have that kind of parents, but they have that one child that they care about only. My parents have single child syndrome, which they only care about me because they think I'm a celebrity, a singer, and I don't even say anymore. It's like, back in the day when I stopped working for Paris Monite, my mom literally said, well, why don't you pay them more, as every singer pays to sing on Paris Monite, like their commission. So if you go to a show, you would pay commission into Paris Monite, because that's how they kept going and promoting you and surviving. It was a new thing because the economy was going down, people were burning CDs, and sometimes other singers and artists will pay extra, more than what they actually have. So if they don't have a show, they'll still pay more just so that they're still on the video, or they're scared they might get dropped. My mom was just like, just pay more, just give them like bribe money. I was like, what? Like, my mom is like, so, I don't know, like you could be just so disappointed in her. And for some reason, like my dad too, he has more faults than my mom, like didn't protect us. My mom just follows my dad, but for some reason she's just that much more annoying than my dad, even though my dad makes more mistakes. They're both kind of like filling each other's holes for like the bad ones, I don't know. They're missing this kind of bad, this person will fill it up, and that person is missing that kind of bad and fill it up. Like, I grew up with my parents never being around, and you can see through my vlogs in the past, I've tried to make work. I tried to be like a good daughter, take care of them, make it look like a happy family. And then when Scooper came, I was just, man, this is bullshit. I'm tired of it. You guys always want what you want. You never do anything right for your family. I'm over it. Because now I have my own family. I got to figure out, like, man, do I want to be like you guys? No, I don't. I want to be like, give my kids all the love and all the best that I can, instead of like show off this and that. Like, my parents don't even care about the other kids. They really don't. They want to live next to me. They want to travel. to see me. They want to travel with me everywhere, like, and show me off to the world. Like, we go to Vietnam, they show me off to all their family members I've never met, and then here's the bill to pay for everyone, and it's like, oh my god, like, it's just too much. They have people come in my house, and then they record my house, like the family members that I have no idea. It's just like, dude, it's such a invasion of privacy, and I don't even know my parents actually. I just know them as people who birthed me, and then they work to pay the bills for the house, and I only see it as them trying to survive for themselves because they never really got us anything. We kind of just like were self taken care, like ate our own food, free lunch at school. Like, yeah, it's just like they weren't there for us, and emotionally especially. Financially, I could see, okay, we were in their house until we grew up, but it wasn't like they gave us the best. It was more like, oh, you're in our house. It just so happens that you're under us. That's why you're here. But it's not like, oh, I made this space for you. Kind of like me and my husband, we make this space for our kids. But for them, it's more like, okay, we birth you. We have to deal with you until you're old enough. And it just so happens that you are, so you kind of have to stick with us until whenever. So there's that. And emotionally, I don't know who they are. I just know that they like to show off. They like to be, oh, my kid's the best because, you know, she's a singer. They know how to play piano. Not really. I'm not that good at piano. They gave us piano lessons, and I just, because of the relationship, I never really took it seriously to do any piano lessons or anything like that. I just was miserable as a child. Okay? And so I'm here venting because I feel like they keep barging into my life, and it's only me. My sister is not even cared for. My other family members, they could care less. They could give two shits about them. But for me, it's like, it's so suffocating. And even though I don't see it anymore, they still see it as, okay, you once did, and you still kind of have a name to yourself, so that's the only thing they hold on to. Like, oh, you know, when I was a kid, they don't really care, but when I started singing, it's like all of a sudden, it's like gold. I don't like that at all. And my mom would say, oh, you kids are always jealous of each other, because you act like I love you the most. But it's like, no, we're not jealous, and we don't care to have your love anymore because it's over, the ship sailed. But the way that you're acting is annoying, like, to every single one of us. Like, we don't even want to fight for your love. We just let you know that, hey, that's how you are. That's just it. So just don't be a part of my life. I don't know. And I feel like it's harsh to say that, but in reality, it's like they left it with no attachment, no emotions to them. There's always life about them, about their image, about all that. And now it's like nobody's around. In their later years, it's like nobody's around. Yeah, you feel bad for them because they're older now, but at the same time, it's like they have not changed one bit. They refuse to change. They know what they're doing wrong, but they still, stick to it. It's like they stick to it because it's more important than making a change and a difference for the better of life and this family. So I don't want that kind of energy around. I know it drags me down. I don't want that at all. So we're back to not seeing each other. Well, they think it's more like, oh, temporary, but who knows? I keep saying this and that, and I'm the type to be like, I feel bad, I'll let them in, but I'm not comfortable with it. I'm not happy, and I don't want it, but I feel bad, generally. And so, I hope that, I don't know, I really don't know how this family dynamic is going to work out, but as of now, I kind of cut them out again. Usually happens when I have a baby or whatever, because it's just, I don't want that energy around my kids or me or whatever. And yeah, I just don't. They dug their own grave, and that's what they want. So they should stick to it. Don't come and interfere in my life because you're lonely, you know. Because you got nothing to do. But yeah, I need to start thinking about myself, my family, and not feel bad for everyone and everything. So yeah, Brian knows this about me. So even though I complain about his brother, his mom, family, it's like he knows last minute or generally I'll give in. I'll be like nice to all of them. I won't talk to them, but I'll be nice to them. Like if he sees them, I'll like, oh, do they want this? I'll give them this. I'll make sure that I'll buy them stuff. And even like all finances that we have, Brian always be like, is it okay? You know, and I'll be like, okay. Even though I bark about it all the time, I always like, okay, sure, because I love him. So I know that he's doing the right thing, even though it's like super annoying. And he's a type like, oh, if we can help, we can help. But at the same time, he's also the type where he knows people are using him. He knows that for a fact. But he just doesn't say anything about it. And it's almost like, in a sense, like me. Like, I know my parents have not changed. I know these things, but I still let it in. And in that sense, we're like the same. Because we're both like bad at saying no. And we both feel bad for everyone around us, even though we know everyone takes advantage of us and our generosity. Like, he knows his brother so bad, doesn't pay us back, doesn't want to, doesn't have a willingness to, doesn't even want to have, like, it's just lazy person. Lazy, greedy, you know. And Brian tries to get him to work hard for his company, but it's just an excuse. He like makes a job for him, you know. And it's because his brother, he feels bad, and he knows like for me, for Vin, I knew like at some point it was never gonna like be good because we tried so hard to help him too. We tried to fund his business. He was boba business, the restaurant business, and it was helping him with his life to get together. And then like ultimately, it went to shambles because all they did was take advantage of us. But with me, with Van, like I got rid of him. He was too much. It was meant to be done that way because he was too violent. He was too volatile. Like just bad all around, energy wise, all that stuff. At least with Brian's brother, he's more like he plays like the nice card, and then like you can't do anything about it. Like my brother's just straight up mean, and he could get violent. His brother is just greedy and plays the game properly in his favor to get whatever he wants. So it's more like sneaky versus abusive. Does it make sense? So I don't want any like my kids to get beat because my brother went on a tangent or he was too drunk, so he abused them, you know. Whereas, yeah, there's a difference. So, and Brian's just trying to get his brother to work so that he could get on his feet, but it's like he doesn't even want to get on his feet. It's like he's a freaking baby that doesn't even want to walk. You know you can walk, but you don't want to. You just want to sit and lay. So, yeah, that's the goal. Anyways, yeah, I don't want to be harsh, but life is harsh. Reality is harsh. All that stuff is like you gotta deal with, and so I'm preparing myself to not have to deal with all that drama. And quite frankly, which is unfortunate, I'm actually mentally and emotionally like better when my parents aren't around. Every time they're here, I feel like they're like a bad vibe energy, and I most of the time have to get drunk for me to be like my them, like kind of like be nice to them and talk to them, have any conversation, because I have nothing to say. And I always have to like run the conversation. I always have to lead it. They have nothing to say to me except, oh, did you see the new Paris by Night? Oh, did you see what this singer was doing? Did you see what that was? Like, I don't care, Mom. I really don't care. I have other things to worry about. I don't have time to gossip. I like my words these days are like, dude, I gotta get milk. This is my last bottle for Minnie, and it's 6 a.m. right now. So I need to figure out how to get that milk while taking care of my other kids who need me. You know, my mom was always like competing like with other people to make it seem like her daughter's the best. Actually, daughter, not okay. Oh, she has one. She'll say, "Oh, you went to a show. How many songs did you sing? And how many songs did this person sing? And how come that person get to sing more than you?" I was like, "I don't care, Mom. Like, those aren't the things that matter. Like, that's to her. 'Cause she's like, oh, it's unfair because they get to sing more. And you're better. Blah blah blah." I hate that. Anyways, Minnie gets getting a little fussy, so I kind of have to cater to this little punk. So I'm gonna turn this off and stop venting. It's just a thought that I had that I wanted to share in this moment. And I have some time now early in the morning, so Minnie, I figure I'd just sit down and have a little chit chat. What's going on in my brain, my thoughts, my life, this whole situation. Okay, I think it's time for bedtime, huh? Okay. Alright. Bye.